Hello, I'm Ted Knaak, President of TopoDOT, and I'm here with Mauricio Terneus, or Mouty, our Director of Product Development. And we're here to introduce the release of TopoDOT version 2024.2. So Mouty, this is our first attempt at this new production format. Are you excited?
If I didn't get into software, I always wanted to be a movie star, so this is like a dream come true.
And a dream come true for me, too. Just being here with you, buddy. We're thrilled that so many of you have joined us as we share the highlights of our latest TopoDOT release version 2024.2. By now, it's obvious that we've changed our webinar format. As we present these exciting new tools, we are, as always, interested in your impressions. Therefore, there's a link in the chat window to submit comments, questions, and just about anything you'd like to say. Follow the link to a question submission form. We'll select as many comments as possible for discussion after we review these exciting new tools. On a final note, perhaps at the end of the webinar, let us know what you think of our new webinar series format. Well, I generally know what's going on in TopoDOT development, but to be honest, I'm seeing some of these tools completely in action for the first time. So I'm going to share my impressions first, and we'll take a look at that tool in action, and then Mouty will fill us in on some of the details. First one we'll start is dynamic display mode. I'll tell you what, after looking at point clouds for over 20 years, this was a game changer for me. Elevation changes in objects continuously just pop out of the screen regardless of your zoom level and perspective view. It really makes interpretation of the point cloud so much easier. Let's have a look.
Releasing with TopoDOT version 2024.2, the Dynamic Depth Display Mode. This new display mode dynamically changes the color gradient based on the depth from the user's viewport, allowing you to visually identify assets faster. Now a favorite among users, you can also toggle a hybrid option that combines dynamic depth with the intensity display mode. From power lines to building facades, the dynamic depth display mode can help you visually identify and extract features quickly and accurately.
Well, David's done a great job telling us a little bit about the dynamic display mode. So let's tell Mouty, share a little bit of your thoughts on this tool and then kind of give us some details.
As you can see from the video, you'll see how changing the point cloud colors based on the depth in the viewport makes things easier to identify. Features like the power lines, signs, poles will clearly stand out. The display mode will also attempt to automatically ignore any floating points to help the colors transition a little bit more evenly. One of my favorite updates that's not shown in this video is the ability to use both the point outline and the element priority display options together. In the past, you had to force yourself to pick just one.
So what's that actually going to do for somebody if I do those separately?
So whenever you do those separately, the line work, having the outline mode is nice. It helps the point cloud objects stand out more, but in the past, all of your line work would be hidden behind the point cloud as a result. With this new option, you have the flexibility of seeing all those features outlined in the point cloud, but your line work is going to pop out as well so that it's not hidden behind.
Oh, you can see both. Okay, I get it. That's cool. All right. Okay, well, the next tool is our Brakeline extraction. And this one, for me, this has an interesting history. In some ways, it's still kind of the fundamental conceptual look and feel of the original, where you place CAD point elements at each break of the profile. Remember that, Mouty? You had to click like 12 times to get every break where you wanted it. And that was revolutionary back in the day. But back in the day was 15 years ago or something like that. Yeah. But now we've integrated our template technology into the tool, and it's come so far. Right now, you can get numerous breaks within multiple profiles. You identify them and place them automatically. So instead of multiple mouse clicks to adjust different breaks, 95% of the time, it's a single hit return operation to just place numerous breaks perfectly and move on. It's a real game changer. This Brakeline extraction tool will continue to be a workhorse for the TopoDOT community. I really think so, because especially when the profiles are a bit messy and you have to make some adjustments, you have that grass, you have that vegetation that you really want to kind of say, okay, let me just adjust that, or something that's not clear in the point cloud. So I think we're going to see a lot of use. It's really the TopoDOT community is really going to like this one. So let's have a look.
Introducing TopoDOT's new Brakeline extraction tool. The new Brakeline extraction tool is designed to extract curbs, barriers, and other linear features by automatically fitting templates defined by the user to create polylines on curbs and other point cloud features. It syncs your top view, cross-section view, and your imagery view so that you can visually conduct quality control without leaving the tool. You'll also find an elevation preview, as well as listed hotkeys designed to help you adjust line work to handle driveways, pedestrian ramps, or other features that would interrupt brakeline extraction. The new brakeline extraction tool now allows you to define a custom path to follow. In this case, we're tracing a median. In the curb profile view, you can mirror a template, which allows you to extract 2 curb profiles at once. Once the path is created and templates are set, all you have to do is monitor results and hit accept while the auto-fitting takes control and produces the line work you're looking for. But with the brakeline extraction tool, you're not limited to just curbs. You can extract any feature with a repeating profile, for example, a barrier. You can create and organize custom profile templates and save them for future use. Just like we showed with the curb extraction, you can simply apply the template to the data and the auto-fitting will take care of the rest. Need to extract a guardrail? Our brakeline extraction tool can handle that too. Create a template, line it up with your data, and the auto-fitting will take care of the rest.
Well, it looks like with our 2024.2 release, we've taken one of our most reliable and utilized tools and we've made it even better.
Yeah, what we've developed is truly the most powerful brakeline extraction system in the world that provides you with a unique blend of automation, visualization, and user control. And with these 3 core components, you get complete comfort in knowing that what you extracted was extracted quickly, easily, and accurately. For those of you familiar with the legacy brakeline extraction tool, you'll notice several enhancements with this new release. Not only has the UI been completely redesigned to be more intuitive, but you will notice several new additions as well. For example, the point cloud viewport supports additional display options such as point thickness and additional rendering modes like the depth display. A new overlay system lets you toggle specific information on or off, like a scale bar, offsets between points, template search bounds, hotkey hints, and more. And you will also notice that the elevation view is now built directly into the main interface so that you can quickly identify and jump to key brake locations. Aside from the UI changes, we have also made some big improvements to the tool's core functions. One example is the brakeline definitions. With our legacy tool, the brakeline points were always anchored to the main red point. Moving the red point would shift all of your placed points, which was extremely frustrating as a user. In this new release, you have full control over how points are anchored. This allows us to create individual groups of points that can move together as a group. Additionally, if we need to move an individual point within that group, we've given you hotkeys that lets you just drag it and place it wherever you need. We have also migrated over to our new template fitting algorithm, which is faster and does an even better job of aligning itself with the point cloud data. Each brakeline group can be converted to a template which individually fits to the data. This opens up new extraction techniques for features like barriers, curbs, and more. For example, you could have the top of the barrier fit completely independently from the bottom of the barrier, or you could have a curb on 2 sides of a median fit completely separately and simultaneously. We also have some cool videos available on our LinkedIn page showing how this technology can be used for extracting multiple beams on a bridge and more. You will also notice a new image loading system which gives you more control over which cameras and which images are loaded and supports automatically zooming into the feature that you're currently extracting. Another exciting feature is the new workflow for extracting driveways and ramps. Once you spot a ramp or driveway in the elevation view, you can hold the Alt key to snap down to the low point of the ramp or driveway, which is easily identifiable in that view.
Okay, wow, Mauri, that was exciting. The new Brakeline tool is just really. I can't believe how far we've come in these quite a few years actually. But let me ask you this, just one last question. There's a lot of things going on there. What has the experience been downstairs with our technical team when they saw it for the first time and they started using it? Like, how long did it take them to get kind of up to speed and using it effectively?
Once they've got their hands on it and they ran through the wiki and looked through all the content, they were able to get up to speed in about 30 minutes. So
30 minutes, okay. Well, that's worth an investment when you're just 10 times faster and just moving down the road and have all this new capability and all this new performance. So that's pretty exciting. Okay, the new element attribute editor is really exciting new development. And to me, this tool is really indicative of a trend we've recognized and supported over several years. It's the comprehensive nature of point cloud project data has moved TopoDOT development towards the extraction of assets and their attributes. So this new tool really provides the capability to efficiently attribute these assets and use them in the TopoDOT CAD environment or for export to other GIS platforms. Let's have a look.
With TopoDOT's newly updated Element Attribute Editor, you still have the ability to search and filter your CAD objects by different element attributes. You can also search and filter objects based on their given attributes, such as line weight, as well as other characteristics such as their specific feature type or if they're lacking attributes altogether. The Element Attribute Editor allows you to tag cells, lines, survey points, and more. There are several attribute options to choose from. For example, once tagged, you'll have attributes such as length and level assigned to the selected elements. New to version 2024.2, you can now make bulk modifications to a single attribute field out of many that can be found within an entire attribute schema or feature type. This allows you to take existing elements with pre-existing attributes and update them with the correct or new information, essentially giving you more flexibility for adding and editing element attribution. This new version also offers more compatibility with Trimble schemas, adding the ability to import their native FXL files.
So as you saw in the video, the tag editor, which is our legacy tool, has been renamed to the Element Attribute Editor, and it includes several new enhancements. You'll notice that as you select and deselect elements, either in the drawing or in the search results, the attributes will display automatically. If multiple elements with the same attribute scheme are selected, common values will show, while differing ones will display as varies. This allows for one of the biggest changes, the ability to modify single attribute elements in bulk without overwriting previous calculations or values. The tool will also automatically display the calculated values in the attribute portion of the tool as soon as you click the Attribute Selected Elements button, so you can quickly see the calculated results. Counter-based attributes have also now been improved as they will be automatically calculated based off of the highest available counter in the drawing. In the old version, this counter would reset when switching between different attribute schemes or different drawings and causing it to fall out of sync. Lastly, we have added support for importing the Trimble FXL files as attribute schemes in TopoDOT, so you don't have to enter these files in manually.
So in the big picture, as basically asset surveys become an increasing part of the mobile LiDAR data set, like the whole application and workflow, I think these tools are going to be really useful. So that's very exciting. And I think the TopoDOT community is really exciting for the TopoDOT community as they continuously find more applications for, well, mobile LiDAR, UAV, and more. So let's move on now. The last big highlight we're going to share are improvements to the plot elevations tool. We've long understood that productivity wasn't just about how fast we could identify and extract features in a point cloud, but also how seamlessly those extracted features could be correctly formatted to export to the CAD environment. And I think these new modifications are just such an example. So let's take a look.
There has also been a few updates to the plot elevation labeler. The bisecting angle feature controls how the text placement behaves around corners of a line string or polyline, giving the plotted text a cleaner appearance around these corners. Version 2024.2 now allows you to edit the type and order or position of the labels being utilized. Automatic text justification may not be enough, so with this new iteration, controls have been added to fully customize the positioning of the plotted text. This tool still holds the ability to plot symbols or cells along with the desired text. For example, we can take our ground shots and add a crosshair cell along with the elevation values, essentially enhancing the visuals for what would just be a point element in the drawing.
All right, so mounting the plot elevations tool. Well, I tell you what, there's a couple things that people don't realize, like how exciting that is. Because I remember when we had elevation points and we find them automatically, and I remember zoom in to find the point and then having to scale them to make them really big. So back in the day when I there's a few more things in TopoDOT, and I'm embarrassed to say I don't do it every day, but just putting an X there and then just making it cleaner and come out more quickly and basically be all formatted to go out. I mean, that's exciting, and it's really helpful, and it makes all our users more productive.
So we wanted to give the users more control over the information and objects that are plotted. As you saw in the video, you can fully customize the level text with any of the TopoDOT preset shortcuts, such as easting, northing, elevation, stationing, level, and units. And there's a big list that you can look at the wiki to see that entire list. You can also adjust the text justification, offsets, and rotation to fit your specific needs as well.
So there you have it, the highlights of our new TopoDOT version 2024.2. So we'd encourage you to download version 2024.2 and start making use of these tools. So Mounty, for our user community, how should they go about doing that? And how should they go about getting accustomed to these tools, knowing where they are, knowing how to use them?
So one of the most useful features in TopoDOT is a quick access to our wiki for all the training material. So for any particular tool that you might have a question about or trying to learn how to use, just simply push the F1 key, and you'll be directed directly to that page on the wiki for that particular tool.
Okay, and what about the changelog? Do you have something like that?
You can view the full changelog for this release. It's going to be available in the chat. You'll see a link, just click it, and it'll take you directly there.
Okay, so the changelog's there, all the information's in the wiki. And of course, if you need any further assistance, you know where to find your TopoDOT support team. Contact us on Zendesk or call us during Eastern Standard, EST business hours. We're happy to hear from you. And we answer the phone and we make sure you get the support you need. So it's time to go for some live Q&A. So let's do that now. Okay, Mounty. Well, that was fun. So let's entertain some questions from the audience. I'm sure people have things to say, want to share with us. So the first one here is from Victor Camera. So hey, Victor, how you doing? Is there any plans on making the template tools more reliable with photogrammetry point clouds, as with thicker or thinner data clouds? Okay. Well, we have to interpret that a little bit. So let me say photogrammetry point clouds, I'm assuming that, that they basically are saying when there's some anomalies in the point cloud at a curb, it's not quite flat, the curb is vertical and the point cloud is a little, basically not clear, maybe a lot of more elevation change or noise, let's speak, or whatever in the point cloud. Yeah, I think the template tools the way to look at it is the template can be made to fit the signature you're looking at, which is the face of the template, yet the extraction points can be put where you expect them to be. Right. And maybe since curbs, flow line or something like that. What do you think?
That's exactly right. The other thing that you can do to accommodate that type of data is make sure that you're bumping up the noise thickness setting in the tools.
True. Yeah.
The template technology, specifically with the newer TopoDOT tools, they're built to automatically center itself to the noise of the data. So, that would be your best bet there, along with properly defining that Brakeline definition points.
That's true. Yeah, you're fitting that. Remember, you're fitting that data in the template. So too wide and it'll float around. Too narrow and it still floats around in the data.
I mean, even if you make it too wide, it's still going to do it. It's not going to float around through that entire window. It's built to automatically center itself.
Oh, really? It is. Okay, cool. It's even better than I thought. Okay. Well, I hope that helped, Victor. And if you have any more questions, you can call us directly. Okay, well, what are some things TopoDOT is working on for future releases? Anonymous. Well, okay, we're getting right there. Let's go to them, Mounty.
Yep.
What have you done for me lately? All this wasn't enough.
So we're working on a new pavement marking extraction tool. When I say marking, I'm referring more so to the symbols that are in the on the pavement. So we previously had the flat asset tool, but that tool's been pretty difficult to use. There's it's been kind of a problem child for us for a while. So we wanted to take this chance to revamp it, give it the love it deserves. And we've basically made the user interface a lot more easy to use, in terms of how the user is interacting with the point cloud data. And we've also added a automated approach to the tool as well that will just automatically locate those paint symbols and put the proper cell or drawing in the DGN.
Well, you did show me is it an alpha now? I forget which alpha, what's beta.
It's even before alpha.
Alpha, but whatever you showed me worked really well. So I think we're gonna do well with that. So yeah, keep watching. That's going to be exciting. Of course, I'll mention we won't go into too much here, but there's a lot of work being done in TopoShare too. So if you're looking at data governance, things like that, that's really going to be a big focus of TopoDOT and our team in the coming months and years, really. So we have an excellent TopoShare, and this is a fantastic data governance tool, and there's nothing else like it on the market. So really want to you'll see more of that in the coming months and years. Okay, do we have to upgrade the Brakeline tool?
So this version of TopoDOT, we didn't want to completely change the way you're used to working with the Brakeline extraction tool. So what you'll notice is in the toolbar, you'll have the legacy version of the Brakeline tool, which is what you're used to working with. And then for those that are ready to explore and use the new template tool, it'll be right underneath the old one. So you have both options available to you.
Mm-hmm. As I said, our team has thought in about 30 minutes. They really kind of comprehended what was happening, and they made that new tool work. So please use them both. Can an elevation label be attached to a point on export like an asset description? Rick Kurtzo. Thank you, Rick. That's a good one. Mounty, what do you think?
So using the plot elevations tool, you can just select your points, and in the tool, you'll just put the %Z or %E, and it's going to automatically just label all those points with the elevation label for you.
So that was a big yes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Question
good. Yeah. Any future plans of making TopoDOT as a standalone software? From Daniel A. Oh, well, it's been asked before. Let's just put it in perspective. TopoDOT, as everyone knows out there, pretty much works as on the Bentley platform, CAD platform. And the Bentley platform is a very strong platform, the strongest platform, CAD platform for point cloud, basically point cloud processing, basically. And we've tried others. So, and to be honest, to have that base, it seems like something you don't want to do, but we couldn't recreate all the power you have in working in an established CAD platform. We just couldn't recreate that here without that, and that's been the success of TopoDOT, So Daniel, hey, I really appreciate that, but I guarantee you'd be asking us for splines and imports of libraries and things that, quite honestly, Bentley just takes care of, So that's this is the most powerful solution you're going to have. Is integration with Navis coming? From Ritz Kurtzo. Well, yeah, let us know, Maddie. We've been talking about that for a while.
So yeah, so we've been working with their developer to get the image project exported out of Navis. It is still a work in progress. They're working on it, but they're not quite ready yet to release it.
Okay, yeah, we know. Rick, you and so many have asked for that. And from our perspective, we're really working with them. And Navis, they have person on it. They're trying. Obviously, the point clouds come in with no problem, so that's not an issue yet. We're working on the images. So hang in there. It's on the roadmap. It's being worked on. And Navis is doing their best, so we'll work with them. Do you have any ways to share data with this new TopoDOT version? Yes, well, I mean, TopoShare, right?
Yep. So yeah, we've had TopoShare. It's been around for a long time now, and it lets you share your data with either your internal team or with external customers. And the flexibility of TopoShare, or the power of TopoShare, is that it lets you create your own storage medium, either on like Amazon or Azure. And I mean,
that's it. I mean, yeah, to just basically, just to put it in perspective, what our approach is, TopoShare, we give you a tool that's included with TopoDOT. If you have it, it's you. If you have TopoDOT, you have TopoShare. And bottom line is, it's a tool to create and maintain your own cloud-based data, data warehouse. And there's no cost. We had no cost to that. So there's no less expensive way to do it, and it's very effective. Okay, and I use ORD, which is OpenRoad Designer. Okay, how can I verify that I've got a current enough version for the latest TopoDOT?
So OpenRoad Designer, there's a page on our wiki that'll show you all the compatibility with the different versions of TopoDOT. And I believe, just to kind of give you a quick answer, you need OpenRoad Designer 2021 or newer, and you should be fine with the latest version of TopoDOT.
Okay, and how do you get to the wiki if you're looking?
If you're looking to get to the wiki, you can just open up any TopoDOT tool and push the F1 key, and it's going to take you directly there. The exact location where that compatibility page is at, we'll have to get back to you on that one.
Okay, but in there, you'll be in the wiki, you'll be able to find it and look for it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we'll post a link there in the chat.
Okay, Andy Porcorny wants to know, when using binocular side, front, and back cameras, okay, like with a Leica TRK system, it can be difficult to navigate the 8 different images. Okay, I know where this is going. Is there currently a tool in the development to allow for multiple images in a single viewport, such as front, left, and front, right in a single viewport?
So what you can do for now, you can open up multiple views, and I mean, you have up to 8 views in MicroStation, so you can lay them out in the order that you're used to seeing it. Alternatively, the TopoDOT tools do offer you a way to just kind of pan left or pan right to either your left camera or your right camera, or up or down, however you've got your system laid out there. But setting multiple image inside of a single viewport is, from my understanding, is a current limitation of MicroStation, in that we're not. I'm assuming the question is more so referring to trying to view it in like a spherical perspective, and that's just not possible in MicroStation. So yeah, we're kind of bound by those limitations at the moment.
Yeah, and let's explain. It's not a limitation that it can't be done, but the idea is when you start stitching images together, you can't help but avoid to get distortion. So if you know how when we have a calibrated image behind CAD models, it's actually, we look at it as a measurement tool, where the calibrated image, you can actually measure into, the calibration is so tight, we can measure in the image itself too. So once you start seaming, basically the seams, the distortions become a problem when you're seaming things together. So it's best, as Maddie said, take 2 views, you can assign separate cameras to each one, right?
You can create view groups in the tools, and it'll automatically load.
Yeah, so they'll be next to each other, and you'll be seeing the same camera, or the cameras you want in 2 side-by-side views. So that's probably your best approach, Andy. Good question, thank you. Okay, from Anonymous, do you have any plan to find the position of the flat assets automatically, like Asset ID for tools for poles and signs? Well, we just teased on that a little bit. Okay?
Right, yep. So that's one of the tools we are working on, like I mentioned, is that pavement marking or pavement symbol extraction tool. And like I mentioned, it also has an automatic component to it where it'll work very similar to the Asset ID tool, where you click a button, it's going to locate all of those different symbols, automatically figure out the symbol type, and give you a chance to check them and do its magic.
Yeah, let me add that too, because this you could be asking about just manhole covers or flat assets can be anywhere, covers on the sidewalk, whatever. So the bottom line is the data has to support it. We find symbols on the road because we can identify the reflectivity and outline and identify them automatically. Sometimes you still need that calibrated image just to understand where things are and look for it and say, yeah, that's a valve cover, things like that. So you still have that. You still have the capability, and we're automating as much as we can, based on the data and what's identifiable in the data. Okay, Victor, camera again. So with the new Brakeline tool, will there be more options to customize the GUI? Since the old tool didn't have a way to customize how the tool window looked.
So
okay.
the new Brakeline extraction tool has a little bit more customizability in that one, you can adjust the elevation view to kind of take either less or more of the screen portion. Additionally, all of the information that's displayed in the point cloud viewport can be either toggled on or off. But any more customization than that, I'd need to know a little bit more specifics, and we can look into implementing more of that functionality for you.
So Victor, please try the new one and let us know what you think. And then we're always listening for any suggestions you have. Okay. Do you have training vids on the newest developments? John Lauder. John, thank you. Well, we should.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So I think our TCS support team is doing that work, and where are we at? I think they have everything in the wiki.
Yep, they've done a great job. Our wiki is for all the new tools and our old tools have been. They've got a ton of content on there, from like training videos on how to use it. Every parameter in there is defined, and just to get to that particular wiki page for, let's say, the Brakeline extraction tool, again, just open up the tool, push the F1 key, and it'll take you directly there. And of course, you can always contact us if needed. So,
okay, well, that's it. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us today, and please, keep in touch. Let us know your concerns. Let us know how the tools are working out with you, and Maddie. So and please download them. What was I going to say? If you have any other questions, any other ideas, any other comments, we're always here, and you know where to find us.
And stick around for the end of the stream, where we'll have a little.
Oh yeah, that's true. There is something coming at the end of the stream. Please stick around. It's a sad story. This one guy, I think they stayed on version, V8i for too long, and he just went crazy. So I think you want to stick around to see what happens if you really don't update. And really stick with the latest, you can just go a little insane. So yeah, I think that's coming.
Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok pages for everything TopoDOT. If you need support, want to request training, or are interested in learning more, visit our website at TopoDOT.com or give us a call. We'll pick up the phone.
Who's that?
Don't look at him. He's the TopoDOT wizard. He's going to try to tell you.
Jesus!
I've traveled far and wide through time and space to tell you that TopoDOT version 2024.2 is releasing September 4th. Download it.